Welcome back to For Goodness Sake, where, as a former Mormon, I take a look at the good things that I carry with me into my new, more secular worldview. My name's Tom, and today's topic is belief and useful lies. I want to introduce this topic by first talking about a really powerful song from the movie 1917. It's a song that the soldiers sing as they're about to go into a big final battle where they know that many of them will potentially die. And this song is sung a cappella, solo, and is just one of the most emotional moments in the story. I want to share this song because even though it's not something specifically from my Mormon past, it's something that I think touched me when I saw the movie because it represented exactly what I did believe as a Mormon. It's called I Am a Poor Wayfaring Stranger. And here are the lyrics to the first verse. I am a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, toil, nor danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to meet my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. This song expresses the simple beliefs that I think most Christians hold, and that I certainly held, that the next life would be better, that we would meet up with our lost relatives, and that it was just a small step, that death just represented a small barrier between this life and the things that we would do on the next. Why did they tell themselves this story right as they were going into battle? Because they needed to believe that death was not a big deal. In the face of death, they needed to comfort themselves. It was a useful lie to tell themselves in that moment. A useful lie to believe something that could help them to move forward into battle and take the risk their lives. That's a pretty heavy example of how we tell ourselves useful lies. But I think it's important that we recognize how a statement being useful doesn't make it true. Here's a little lighter example. Yesterday I had the chance to go to a commencement exercise up at USU. It's in the basketball stadium there called the Spectrum. And I noticed that on the wall opposite me, there were printed in big bold letters, I believe that we will win. And I thought to myself, that's an interesting lie to tell ourselves. I mean, how many times in this very stadium has the team won, and how many times have they lost? I don't know the statistics, but I'm sure that there are many examples of both winning and losing. And I'm sure that those words were up there for all of the wins as well as all of the losses. In other words, it's pretty obvious if I'm in a basketball game and I'm chanting, I believe that we will win, that it might be true and it might be false. We might win and we might lose. And that's okay. As a basketball fan in that scenario, I don't think that it's an absolute truth that we will actually win. I'm simply putting my confidence and my faith, if you will, into that idea that we will win. And this is where we get to the valuable part of believing useful lies. It's really valuable to tell ourselves lies sometimes so that we give ourselves confidence to work hard and work towards making that thing true. And that's important to do. We do it in our work, we do it in our everyday life. We tell ourselves, yeah, this is going to happen, and then we work towards making it happen. It doesn't mean that that thing is absolutely true. It just means that we believe in it enough that we want to make it true. There's a big difference. I want to point out a difference in translation between two of the versions in the Bible that to me really illustrate this subtlety. The King James Version that I grew up with of Hebrews 11:1 states, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I remember being in seminary and thinking, the evidence of things not seen. So in other words, hoping in something is the evidence that that thing is actually true. It's circular logic. It doesn't really make sense. I like the way they translate this in the NRSV. It goes, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. So in other words, faith is having conviction that something is true, or as I would say, that things can be made true, that we can work towards things. So I guess that's what I want to end with. Let's continue to believe in things that we want to be true, that we want to work towards, but let's not confuse that with evidence that those things are actually already true. And by doing that, by working towards good things in the world, we can do good for goodness sake.